One, 1, 2, 3, 4, testing. Can you hear me? Is it okay?
You finally ready? Okay. Are you rolling? Okay, good. Here we go.
Welcome everyone. My name is Andrea, and today we have an opportunity to talk with the inventor of a process that may be changing what we expect living systems to do when subjected to mental and emotional stress, aging, illness, injury, and ordinary day-to-day living. We expect biological life slowly to lose vitality, decay, and die within an expected lifespan. However, the tachyonization process applied to various materials for external and internal applications has produced interesting and sometimes dramatic results in experiments measuring bioenergetic fields in living systems, including the human body. Research has demonstrated that tachyon energy can be harnessed and directed by altered materials to do such things as mitigate harmful effects of electromagnetic fields, keep cut plants alive longer than controls, and bring organ systems of the body, the meridian system, into balance. For each of us, David's invention to harness and direct tachyon energy becomes very interesting when we think of our own life quality as well as lifespan. Research has shown that cellular systems in test subjects using tachyonized materials actually age more slowly and exhibit markers of health and well-being that control subjects do not. New applications continually emerge as the expansive product line of David's company continues to find worldwide acceptance. For example, trauma surgeon and MD Dr. S.K. Ramesh of Dubai successfully uses tachyonized products in his medical practice, as well as trains others to explore possibilities in their own personal and professional lives. Dr. Ramesh represents the typical response healthcare professionals exude once tachyonized materials have touched their lives. David, by now, the question we most want to ask is, what is tachyon?
Well, the answer lies at the frontier of what we are learning about the nature of the universe. The most recent scientific definitions comes from quantum physics. Tachyon energy is more than a simple particle or wave. It is now thought to be the first energetic structure that emerges out of the non-structured formless void. The void is that which is mathematically and metaphysically thought to be beyond and before energy and matter, before the manifestation of life as we know it. Now, tachyon energy is also conjectured to be and to exist only beyond light speed. For many, when they hear scientists define tachyon, they find the answers very far out, as well as down to earth. Tachyon energy is the primal building block of all creation, and something our own bodies can process for greater health and well-being. Using definitions from quantum physics, what we see, the material universe, is a dense form of energy emanating from one source. Tachyon, in other words, everything that exists from the subtle energy structures to the grossest, densest realms of matter, like you and me, participate, at best, align, or nourish themselves within what is called an energetic continuum. The energetic continuum, according to this picture, energy flows constantly from high refined realms into what we call reality. Now, it starts in what is called the causal or supercausal world and moves down to us through what we call planes, the astroetheric, electromagnetic, and finally the material realms of existence that we experience. This pattern repeats itself over and over on smaller individual scales. Everything that exists on Earth also exists within its own energetic continuum. Our bodies offer us a perfect example of this. Now, a tachyon flows through our energetic continuum. Our physical structures receive and convert from this pure tachyon potential the frequencies recognized and required to run our cellular systems and establish them in a balanced and harmonious way. One question that mystifies many individuals is, how is tachyon energy converted for using in living systems? Well, all bodies, all human bodies, and substructures are comprised of what we call SOFs, subtle organizing energy fields. Now, SOFs convert tachyon into different and individual usable frequencies. In other words, turning tachyon particles with no frequency into vibrations that material structures recognize and need to thrive. Tachyon does not throw cells out of balance like many frequency approaches, but rather it enhances bioenergetic markers of vitality and radiance. What we can do with tachyon energy has become more exciting with each year. The implications of harnessing tachyon to achieve positive cellular change is far-reaching. We may even be on the very edge of a revolution in our ability to stabilize health and more balanced, peaceful, and effective lives. Now, at this moment, we have an opportunity to move to a higher level of function with tachyon energy applied to everyday lives in a world where diseases are running rampant and things are, in many cases, out of control. Now, the way to bring the world back into balance and harmony is to start from within our bodies. Our thinking goes like this. Establishing energetic balance in organs, tissues, blood, the whole system promotes wellness in the bodies, which promotes wellness in the families. Healthy family members create healthy communities. Healthy communities create healthy societies. Healthy societies create healthy countries. Ultimately, all human groups become planetary citizens who are in peaceful with themselves, and therefore with one another. This is the vision we have at ATTI. This is why I and so many other tachyon trainers and lead healthcare professionals through workshops and courses aimed at evolving their ability to apply tachyonized materials in clinical situations. We believe that tachyonized products help each person begin an inner journey towards a collective end. World peace resulting from greater individual health as well as collaborative achievement.
Thanks, David. In summary, then, would you say that the tachyon energy is the source of all energies and has the power to balance and heal us when directed and converted by SOFs into usable frequencies?
Absolutely.
David, by now, many of us may be wondering, what led you to discover this energy and how to use it?
Since I was a small child, I was gifted with an unusual ability to see energy moving. This ability turned into a lifelong drive, which I still enjoy, of exploring everything electrical or energetic. I remember it started with a toaster and continued on and on and on. I remember building my first electrical generator. You see, I visually studied how currents of energy work in electricity, electrical devices, in trees, plants, nature, in me, in you. It's been a joy and an interesting path. Later on in my life, I worked for Harris Digital, a Fortune 500 company, and had the opportunity on my side to explore and have the space and equipment to work on a free energy device. I actually wanted to create a device that captured an energy which I didn't know now, but I didn't know then, but I sensed was something that was a source energy. Well, we know what it is today. We call it tachyon. And as I got closer and closer to understanding and being able to provide something that could give us free energy, well, things changed. I remember the scientist Tesla and others had already proposed that tachyon might propel possibly everything, and so my journey was a very interesting one. My quest that was full of excitement and adventure, though, it suddenly became very different, something I never expected. You see, I had an accident, and in that accident, I ruptured 3 of my lower lumbar discs. Well, to heal myself, I tried everything from regular medical protocol and physical therapy to scientific breakthroughs for pain management. I had surgery. I had royalite jackets. I tried magnets. I tried crystals. I even tried biofeedback, and I meditated continuously. I tried everything, but nothing worked. After 14 orthopedic surgeons had tried their best and finally gave up, And at the end, there I was left helpless and disabled. I think it was a little over 2 years before the state of California finally declared me completely disabled, unusable, and put me on Social Security for the rest of my life. As a side note, I got off of Social Security, but it took a long time, and that's another story. Government, interesting. But ironically, at this point, I also surrendered to what seemed the inevitable, to be disabled. And that's when everything came together. It was very interesting. My intense dramatic need was then coupled with a former desire to harness the energy for universal health and wellness. It's actually because of my energy and recovery process that I found a way to heal myself and then offered what I'd found to others. That's the short version of how I invented tachyonization process.
What can you tell us about the tachyonization process?
Well, the tachyonization process is a breakthrough in applied physics that came out of my intense desire to explore, as well as really a greater need to heal myself. The discovery was a culmination of all the work that I had previously done with a new twist and direction. And the tachyonization process lasts for 14 days. It's a 14-day process. And it restructures the quantum or submolecular level of natural materials. Now, after this process, the materials become permanent tachyon antennas. These materials can be applied externally or taken internally to direct tachyon energies, which does all the work of balancing cells and thereby healing or enhancing cells with more vitality and energy. In a sense, tachyonized materials are easy to understand. If you understand SOFs, then you would understand that the SOFs convert tachyon into the specifically needed frequencies to restore balance and health. And there are a lot of materials that tachyonize well. Silica is one of the best. Water responds well, as does any liquid. We now tachyonized 40 plus different herbal remedies and tinctures, and we call them organ specifics. And these remedies go into the body and act as tiny antennas, and they are focused based on the particular herbs that we're using to affect a specific organ or gland that's out of balance. So this allows us to work from the inside out. We also do a lot with fibers like cottons. In addition to cottons, we have aerofibers, which we use on the outside of the body to recharge the energetic continuum substructures. And because everything has its own unique SOF, tachyon can work on the energy fields of everything. Here's some examples. We work with electromagnetic fields, with cell phone radiation, with agriculture, with water treatment, with sports and fitness, with wild animals, pets, racehorses, athletes, the atmosphere, the environment. You name it, everything has a SOF. So the list goes on and on and on. Tachyon affects the SOF and brings balance. Tachyon can rebalance and restructure everything. It provides the frequencies that always result in a greater harmony and balance. And really, when things are in harmony and balance, this promotes peace. Very important. With my 3 ruptured discs, I remember that I laid there completely disabled, and I was really the first guinea pig for tachyonized material. And after, I remember, the relief started coming to me, all my friends and even some doctors that I met started asking me what I was doing and whether or not they could also use the tools. And that was really the beginning of how this all got started. And well, today we're in 93 countries plus, and really I think that we're entering a tachyon era with energetic wellness, which is available to everyone.
Where and how can materials be used?
Well, using a tachyon antenna is very simple. Let's say that you have a bad knee. Well, we have a tachyonized material that slides up and over the knee. Our hugs are made just for that, tachyon hugs. In addition, we have small tachyonized microdiscs and panther juice. We even have some tinctures that you can take internally to rebuild from the inside out. Now, once in position, the materials begin to charge the soaps from the outside and the inside. We may begin to see a balance and reduction in pain within anywhere from 10, 20 minutes to days or weeks, depending on what really is going on there. But the application is very simple. It really is that easy to apply tachyonized materials. You know, just think of it. You just target the area of difficulty, the knee, or an elbow, back, neck, whatever it is, and then you apply tachyon to cover those soaps, to cover the entire area, and charge the area, and the soaps convert it into the natural energy that it needs, returning to balance.
Do tachyonized materials have any effect on internal problems?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's say you're having a thyroid or perhaps suffering from asthma. You can use internal tachyonized organ specifics along with external products to bring work from the inside out, because that's where tachyon, when you put them inside, they work from the inside out. And the fact is we have over 200 protocols that we use for internal and external situations. And, well, unlike drugs, none of these protocols have any side effects. And the relief is generally very simple and easy and very noticeable. All you have to really do is select the appropriate tachionized materials for the targeted area. That's the thing to do. You need the correct ones, and that's easy to find out. And then you just let the tachyon work and do its work.
Is the tachyonized material similar to a magnet?
Well, what is similar is that magnets can also be applied to relieve pain. What is different is that magnets, like the sun or any other frequency generator or enhancer, tend to push the cellular system out of balance by depleting the soaps. Let me give you an example. When I go to Hawaii and go out in the hot tropical sun, the photon energy of that lovely sun is very nourishing to me. After 20 minutes, my skin takes on a nice color. Yet if I stay there for 2 hours, that hot tropical sun will burn me like a French fry. Too much exposure to any frequency can produce negative effects. You see, frequencies have no intelligence. They do not know when to start or stop. Magnets, like the sun, do not know what they are doing. They are just doing. Therefore, the problem with magnets is the same as the sun. People can leave them on too long and the body goes out of balance. They deplete the soaps, or in some cases destroy the soaps. Now, a lot of research recently has focused awareness on the negative effects of magnets. And, you know, all this interest in magnets, for me, however, has been great because people have become more aware of the energetic realm of well-being. More importantly, people have become aware that positively influencing this realm, their own energetic continuum, will produce healthful outcomes in the physical body and other material objects, such as food or water that we ingest. All the interest in magnets, you know, has also made people very aware that there are technologies that do things that have not been so easy to explain yet. Yet they have produced amazing and sometimes even miraculous results. So that has been great because it has allowed people's minds to open up before tachyon technologies became available. Now, Tachyon Energy has been doing things we don't expect to happen because it is not a frequency and cannot, like magnets or the sun, push or pull anything out of balance. You see, when we use tachyon, it just creates order, balance, harmony, and then it stops. And that's something nobody ever expected. In fact, when tachyons are transformed by the soaps into the frequencies that balance each substructure, that soap holds together. Well, It goes deep, but you can read more about this in my book, Tachyon Energy, A New Paradigm in Holistic Healing, which I co-authored with Dr. Gabriel Cousins. In the research section there, we show you how your liver has a SOF that keeps it together as a liver. That's why it doesn't bleed off into another organ like the pancreas. The liver stays a liver your entire life. It knows and stays what it is because the SOFs act as a divine feedback mechanism, providing intelligence that converts tachyon energy into the exact frequency needed and nothing more. In my book, we also show how tachyon energy can reach a balance point to establish an organ's health. And after that, it knows when to stop converting the tachyon into the specific frequencies. So it just stops. The SOFs regulate the tachyon to appropriate levels, so there is no push, no pull, as with magnets or other frequencies. Tachyon cannot deplete a SOF. The great news is that tachyon energy is transformed by the SOF so that we don't need to make any adjustments. We don't need to know what frequency to use or how long we should maintain exposure, dosage, or even application. Tachyon energy provides a completely new, holistic approach to energetic wellness. And when an energetic body balances, the physical body immediately follows with greater health, and it reduces stress and enhances vitality.
Are there any negative side effects?
Well, since we started using tachyonized materials in 1990, no negative side effects have ever been recorded. What can happen, however, is this. Let's say you're dealing with a deficient liver, and you take organ specifics internally, which directly go to the liver and start working from the inside out. And then you might apply a tachyon belt or some other material on the outside to charge. So you're working from the inside and the outside. Well, what could happen while the liver starts to respond to internal and external tachyon influence and the SOFs start to charge? What we do know is that what could happen is that the liver SOF, while converting tachyon into the specific liver frequencies, the result would be that the organ's higher level of function would start to kick in. And the liver, what is it made to do? The liver is made to detox. That's its main job in the body, is to get rid of toxins. So a liver functioning at a greater health might produce an experience that is temporarily unpleasant. This detox would be part of the healing process as well as a greater level of liver function. In cases like this, the side effect of moving into balance, if properly understood, would never be cause for alarm.
What about cell phones and their impact on the brain?
Well, EEG research performed by Jack Stuckey at the Merkaba company was quite impressive, as was a similar investigation done by G. Hafelder at the Institute of Communication and Brain Research in Stuttgart, Germany. The project showed how tachyon is converted by SOFs into usable brain energy, bringing harmony, balance, clarity, and also an increase in mental activity and awareness. Seeing concrete results in laboratory control experiments make our hopes for tachyon energy very, very real. We also have seen a more recent study by Dr. Gabriel Cousins. Yes, he's working out of the Tree of Life Rejuvenation Center. Now, in his study, it was a very comprehensive research investigation of cell phones. His objective was to identify whether cell phone radiation depleted the SOFs of cell phone users. His research findings indicated that in 167 individuals, 98% of the individuals tested exhibited significant SOF depletion, measured as a considerable drop in the available bioenergetic potential while talking on their cell phone. Now, in the second group that he did, or the second test that he did, his report indicated 93% of the group showed no self-depletion and an increase in bioavailable energy while talking on a cell phone that had a tachyonized microdisc installed on the battery compartment. Now, this cell phone study has potentially enormous impact because the entire industrial world now prefers this form of telecommunications. In fact, do you have a cell phone?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever noticed that talking for too long begins to drain you?
Yes, actually, I find it to be a mixed blessing. I love the freedom it gives, but at the same time, I never feel quite right after a long call. Why is that?
Well, here's the reason. The cell phone emits radiation that depletes your selves. And it doesn't matter if you have it on your head or on your hip, wherever you've got it on your body. And that's why it has a negative effect. One thing you could try to do is change ears often, like this, left, right, left, right, left, right. In this way, at least you could deplete both sides of your brain equally. It's just a joke. Actually, this depletion is what Dr. Cousins was actually measuring, and what tachyonized microdiscs do is prevent it from happening. I have a better idea. Instead of you switching ears all the time, let me send you a tachyonized microdisc after the interview, okay?
Oh, thank you. Can just anyone use tachyonized materials, or do you need special training?
Yes. Anyone can use tachyonized materials with little or no training. Tachyon has never produced, as I said, a negative side effect except other than detox, while balancing out the system. And if someone has a bad knee or back, for example, a tool could be purchased from a distributor or a practitioner quite easily. Also, there are easy ways to search for the right tools integrated right into the various pages of our website. And we also offer online live help, customer support, as well as advanced healthcare specialists who are experienced in multiple or complex conditions and protocols. So feel free to contact the company and we will support you in all the ways we can. For those who want to increase their knowledge and skills or want to use tachyonized materials in their healthcare practice, special training is available in single course formats or progressive formats, which can lead to certification or even a university degree.
Does Tachyon work with the healing professions and practices? I have a friend who is a Reiki master. Even though she already uses healing energy, would she benefit from tachyonized materials?
Yes. Tachyon integrates perfectly with all alternative therapies. I used to also be a second-degree Reiki practitioner, and Tachyon is useful no matter what someone's background or profession is. A massage therapist, acupuncturist, naturopath, doctor, Reiki master, business person, mother, or allopathic medical doctor. It doesn't really matter. An example is Dr. S.K. Ramesh and his wife, Shresh Ramesh, in Dubai, used tachyonized material as a trauma surgeon and a pediatrician. And this husband and wife team rely on tachyonized materials to reduce inflammation resulting from post-surgical or other invasive conditions. Their pioneering work is changing what their peers believe possible in regular allopathic settings.
After all these years of research and developments, is there anything left to be discovered with Tachyon?
Oh yes, there is so much more. I believe the potential of tachyonized materials are really still in the infancy. I mean, every time I relax with what we are doing, something new arises that demonstrates that this technology has much more to offer this world than I currently even perceive.
Can you give me a short example?
Well, yeah, sure. Research never seems to stop. It's happening by all kinds of people all around the world. New people come, old people come, and they're all doing research, and so new things are popping up all the time. And so we always find ourselves entertaining something new. Just recently, or not long ago, we submitted several of the findings to the U.S. Patent Office and are awaiting our patents for several different things that have come out of the new research. So this is new. And this has happened several times before. And of course, there's the new Ultra Discs and Ultra family of tools, which have surpassed everyone's expectation and are now considered the most effective external tool that we have ever developed. So they effectively charge, which is interesting, both physical and non-physical selves.
Patents, Ultra Disc, and Ultra family of tools? Wow, looks like we have more to talk about. Maybe we can invite you for another interview sometime.
Sure, I'd like to come back sometime, anytime.
Well, our time is up. So in closing, David, what should we know about your company, Advanced Tachyon Technologies?
Well, I think in spring of 1990, I shared tachyonized materials with a few friends in Santa Rosa area, which is in California. And at the time, I had about 4 different kinds of products that I was using, 4 different materials. Today, I look in the warehouses and see hundreds of specific products going all over the world. We have products for pain. We have products for stress. We have products for sports medicine. We have products for electromagnetic fields, for cell phones, for anti-aging, for youthing, for meditation, for trauma units, for surgery. You name it, there seems to be something that's happening around that area that we are using Tachyon on. And it's exciting and also very humbling because most of these products have been developed because of years of requests from users and solutions from users to create these products themselves, where they've used them on their loved ones or themselves and found different ways of approaching it. The products and worldwide distributors and distributions have also been created by a relatively small group of intensely dedicated people who know that tachyonized materials work, and everyone should have the opportunity to experience it for themselves. My team and our worldwide collaborators are united in the commitment to making tachyonized products and educational available to everyone, everywhere. No matter what their background, no matter what their situation, we want to train or help the world to take energetic health into the individual's hands. Although it may seem too optimistic for some, we believe happiness and harmony are really achievable goals. We now know beyond a shadow of any doubt that Tachyon Energy is a gift to the planet. Tachyon is not just a substantial remedy for ailments and challenges. It is the precursor to physical, emotional health and well-being. It changes lives. And we believe that the future of preventative and sound ongoing health care begins with Tachyon.
What would you want us to remember about Tachyon?
Well, because tachyonized materials are so effective, they may seem magical to many, just as electricity seemed magical to the light bulb. However, the best definition for a non-scientist is not expressed in words, but in results. I mean, try it, and soon you'll agree that Tachyon is simply the most natural catalyst you've ever tried to restore balance and health.
Thank you. We have been speaking to David Wagner, inventor of the Tachyonization process and a clear in the global movement towards peace, balance, and radiant health.